Gamers, welcome back to another Alliance Briefing, your weekly check-in on all things Marvel Strike Force. This week, we're looking at the 7th anniversary and asking, is this the best one we've had? We'll break down all the latest news and updates from this past week, followed by our weekly signal boost, highlighting some of the best Marvel Strike Force content from the community. And of course, we'll end with our Friday blog breakdown, go over all the upcoming events and some of the data mines to give you a sneak peek at what is next. We got lots to cover this week, so let's get into it. So I want to start with this question. The 7th year anniversary, was it 7 years strong? Well, in my opinion, I think 110% yes, it was. We had so many promo codes thrown at us this month. We have had a ton of free starts to chain offers that have given us resources, and on top of that we have had the present or the gift for the 7th anniversary into our inboxes overnight, and it was a really nice gift. And so this came into our inboxes overnight. 7th anniversary gift. It was 7 million gold, 7,000 McCran crystals, 700 L4 training modules, 700 power cores, 70 T4s, 14,000 of the anniversary orbs, or 14k fragments for the anniversary orbs, 7 anniversary orbs, 7 Howard the Duck orbs, 7 Havoc orbs, 100 shards for Hercules, 100 shards for Jean Grey, 100 shards for Storm, 100 shards for Beast, 100 shards for Falcon, 100 shards for Groot, and 100 shards for Rocket. Now, this hits every single player base, apart from those who buy the characters to 7 stars from the off. I know personally that Hercules and Jean Grey, those 100 shards I got in the mail this morning, that actually took me to a 7 red star Jean Grey and a 3 diamond Hercules, and I believe that is the fastest we have ever gotten, or I have ever gotten, a character free to play from no shards to 7 stars since I have been playing this game. Now, yes, I did core for the character. I did call them, both of them, Hercules and Jean Grey, up to their unlock. But after that, everything else has come from those Path 2 orbs, the events that we've had for them, and then this anniversary event. Now, these guys haven't even come to their fountainable stage yet. In fact, they have just entered the bumps, and I have them already at 7 yellow stars. That is amazing. Marvel Strike Force, Scopely, we call you out when you do stuff wrong. We're going to praise you when you do stuff right, and this is amazing, so thank you for this. But also, as well as this, we had a ton of promo codes and chain offers and everything like that, and we're going to go over a few of them now. Okay, so early on in the month we had a promo code Lilandra, which gave the McCran crystals. Now, this was about 2,500 McCran crystals we got from this, and that really, for a new player, was enough to unlock Lilandra from the get-go. So amazing for new players. For veteran players like myself, it got us further along in that progress to getting that 7 yellow Lilandra. We then had the promo code Strikeforce7, which gave us 150 power cores and 10 training orbs. That was very nice. We also had a slew of promo codes. MSF7, Reward 7, 7, a toast to MSF. All of these gave some amazing rewards. 7, MSF 7 and Reward 7. They all gave power cores. They all gave shards for Nightcrawler and Cyclops. Now, for those of us that are not new to the game, those shards for Nightcrawler and Cyclops weren't really a big deal. But the 1,500 power cores we got from those 3 codes, now I know they were released erroneously, but 1,500 power cores that we were able to claim as players is an absolutely amazing amount of resources. A toast to MSF gave us 600 L3 training modules, and we got the answer to why we get L3s and not L4s, and that is because commanders under a certain level cannot use L4 training modules. They can't get them, so they can only get the L3s, and that is brilliant because that's covering every single player in the player base, and that's what we want to look at as players, is getting more new players into the game and having this game grow really, really strong. Along with that, there were more power cores, so the amount of power cores that we have had come in to our account over this month has been insane. Absolutely insane. We have also had the promo code RED. Now, this gave 100 Red Hulk shards and 600 L2 training modules, which are the blue training modules. Not brilliant, but if you are a brand new player, Red Hulk is still a very, very good character. Not one I would recommend building massively, but will help you through some of that early game content. And then there was Captain as another one, which I didn't obviously see myself, but that again was another new player code, which gave 100 shards of Captain Sam, or Captain America Sam Wilson, and I believe 500 power cores or something similar like that. So again, for new players, massive, massive gains there. And I'm going to leave a link in the description down below to the player gift section. Make sure you go and put some of these codes in just to make sure that you haven't missed out on any of these. So all in all, a really, really positive, in my opinion, 7th anniversary. Why don't you let me know in the comments down below what you think of this 7th anniversary. Now, the only bit of news we had come out of Marvel Strike Force this week was the Chaotic Storm raids, the brand new raid that has replaced all the green raids. So that is right. Now, the Doom raids, the Incursion raids, the Omega raid, or the Orcus raids, sorry, the Ultimus raids, all of those are sunset, and every single player category is now taken care of by the Chaotic Storm raids. Now, there are some bugs within these raids, let's not lie, and in a minute we're going to go to a video on that one, or recommend a video on that one. But how good is this that we have a raid system in the game now where it doesn't matter if you're a brand new player or a experienced player with a huge TCP, you guys could be in the same alliance and do the raids, and you could earn rewards based on the difficulty that you're doing, but also be able to be in that same alliance, making alliances a lot easier to make and manage. It is a bit of a funny raid, but I think once we get used to it, I mean, we're already seeing now, yes, you're having to sack some of the nodes. You're having to sack the bio nodes. You're having to sack the mutant nodes occasionally. You're having to sack the skill nodes. But we are still getting through them with the previous raid teams, which is having the, rather than just being stopped from doing it, we're actually able to get through these raid nodes and still, you know, get further in the raids. And what's going to happen when the new teams come out is the fact that our raids are going to get more efficient. So rather than it just being a stopping point like we had with previous raids, where if you haven't had the newest raid team, that was it. That was as far as your journey got, especially in the last sort of raids where if you didn't have a hugely built up Bifrost with Mephisto, there was no way you were getting through the Mystic section of those raids without the Night Stalker team. And then obviously we got Odin, which helped as well. But none of that now. We're able to get through these sections just by sacking the node and then taking our existing teams in. It's making it less efficient on a daily basis for us. We're having to hit the nodes more. We're having to do a little bit more coordination. But we're still able to get through and get to the end of the raids, which we personally, we've not been able to do that for a very long time, especially as free-to-play players. I think this is a really, really good quality of life change. And again, bugs aside, you know, it's a game. There's going to be bugs. It's a Scopely game. There's going to be more bugs. We know this. But bugs aside, this is such a good idea from the company, and I want to congratulate them for it. Why don't you let me know down below what you think of the Chaotic Storm raids? And it's that time of the week again where we go over some of the best content in Marvel Strike Force on YouTube. And rolling straight off of the Chaotic Storms, firstly we have Dacia coming in with both a guide for the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the Chaotic Storm raids. Check these out. They're really, really helpful, and I will leave links to these videos in the description down below. Also helping out where the Chaotic Storm raids are concerned is Dorky Dad, as well as bringing our attention to the bug in Room 1 of the U32 tournament. Again, go and check this out, the Chaotic Raid update. Basically, he comes up in this one with a strategy guide for how to get your alliance through the raid the best. I've personally shared this with my alliance. I think you should share it with your alliances as well, as this might help some of you guys. So again, links in the description down below. And Dorky Dad not just helping the players with the U32 and the Chaotic Storm raid, but also going and being a collab on Nooch 2 Good's channel and his new player experience. In this video, Am I Doing It Right? Some really, really useful insight here into what you need to do if you are a brand new player. So go and check this video out, links in the description down below. And following his journey, this is the third week for Nooch 2 Good and his free to play. Again, I am loving watching this series purely because it just shows the joy that he has, and then some of the times of the downsides, the lows, when you don't get those good pulls from the orbs. Again, this is part of Marvel Strike Force, and I am all for it. He also gets into Dark Dimension this week, so go and check this out if you're a newer player, and hopefully this will help you, or maybe even give you some ideas for where you need to go within the game. Next up, we have an arena video from the game father, the destroyer of words, Boomer himself, Mobile Gamer 365, beating Null in arena without Null. This video does go a bit sideways, and he does, you know, do his typical destroying of words in this video, but all in all, some brilliant content on arena. So if you're struggling in arena, check this video out. And Dacia finally coming to the conclusion that we all have at the moment, which is Starjammers. They are the best SAC team. Want to see some decent Crucible action? Then go and check out Dacia's video here. This one is a banger. And last but not least, this week for Signal Boost, we have Dorky Dad again. I know. His content is really, really good. This has some brilliant war offense and defense teams on it to look at. Super fun war. I love war. That's why I love this video. Go and check it out. Links in the description down below. As per usual, if you guys have any content creators that you watch that I haven't mentioned here or haven't mentioned in previous videos, then please do link them down below. I love to watch all the MSF content I can. I love this game. I love the content, and I love the community within it. So please, please do open me up to some more content if I am missing any. Again, don't forget to go to these guys' channels, give them a sub, give their videos a like. It helps them. It keeps them creating the content that they're creating. And that can only be good for the entire community. All right, so it is now time to take a look at the blog. And we're going to do this a little bit different this week. So your commander briefing, March the 31st at 2 PM PDT, or or 10 p.m. BST if you're like me in Blighty. This is Monday. We have a brand new strike pass for Patriot. We have Temporal Cataclysm 2 starting, which we will go over a little bit later on in the slides. And there is also a global milestone for Temporal Cataclysm 2. Tuesday, April the 1st, we have the release of Daredevil Modern. That's right, if you're a spender, it's time to put your hand in your pocket and spend from the wallet. If you are a free-to-play player, should you call for Daredevil Modern? My initial thoughts is no. Now, why am I saying this? It is because he is the first character, and generally we get the first character very early on into their release cycle. So hopefully that is continuing. One thing to remember though is that Daredevil will be in a Daredevil Modern, should I say, will have an increased chance in the Red Star Orbs. Public service announcement for those of you who aren't aware, the standard Red Star Orbs that you get, the ones that have the DPCs in them, do not pull those at this point in time when this goes live, because your DPCs are considerably reduced in those orbs. The orbs you want to be pulling are things like your Elite 4s, your Elite 5s, and your Elite 6s and your Elite 7s. Those are the orbs you want to be pulling from, preferably the Elite 7s, so you get that best chance to get the 7 red stars on your Daredevil Modern. We also have the Vigilant Authority Showcase beginning. This is the Vigilante Showcase, beginning with Daredevil's chapter. And don't forget, normally at the end of the story chapter on this, we will have a node that has a gold orb fragments on it. Brilliant to farm on a daily basis. I probably wouldn't put cores into it unless you're a newer player, but certainly if you are an endgame player like myself, something to go and spend that energy on. We also have the Command Center Venerated Vigilantes. That is going to be used for using Vigilantes in raids, I believe. The 3rd of April, which is Thursday at 2 p.m. PDT or 10 p.m. BST, the Path to Jean Grey, Path to Hercules, and Hercules Diamond Orbs are exiting the Spotlight Raid rewards. Time has finally come. We will no longer be getting Path to Jean Grey and Path to Hercules rewards, but this is because we will be getting the Path to Vigilante Orbs instead. So let's go over the Path to Vigilantes. So emerging from the shadows with more power for your Vigilante team, with this path to character shards, Vigilantes are bringing street justice to skill raids, including the upcoming Chaos Storm raid. So don't miss this opportunity to crank up the capabilities of this squad. The path leads through raids, so prepare to mow down waves of foes. The orbs, you're going to unlock new character shards, so you're going to be able to get Daredevil Modern shards. Then there'll be one for Silver Sable, and then there'll be one for Hitmonkey. And that will be the order that these characters are released in. So Daredevil Modern, Silver Sable, Hitmonkey. We can start to plan based on their kits where we want to be spending our cores as a free-to-play player if you're in the end game, to get this team up and running in the most efficient time. Team orbs are going to contain character shards for the featured new character named on the orb, and shards for the updated characters Punisher and Elektra. These orbs are really good for new players. I know there's been a lot of stick on these orbs, but as the previous set of orbs has dictated, the previous set of raid team orbs anyway, Hercules and Jean Grey, I believe, has been a very, very good release. And where are you going to find the orbs? You're going to find them in raids. Now, whether this is going to be in the Spotlight raids, which is where we have been getting the Path to Hercules and Path to Jean Grey orbs, or whether this is going to come from the Chaotic Storm raids, we do not know yet, but we will find out soon enough. And this is going to begin on the 1st of April at 2 p.m. PDT with Daredevil Modern's showcase, so get ready to power up your Vigilante squad. Twitch drops are back. That's right. Initially, I thought this was only going to be for the anniversary, but it seems they are continuing. So next week, for watching a content creator streaming Marvel Strike Force as a category on Twitch for 1 hour, you'll get 2 million gold. If you watch them for 2 hours, you'll get 2 million gold and 200 power cores. And if you watch them for 4 hours, you're going to get 500 L3 training modules, 200 power cores, and 2 million gold. Now, 4 hours sounds like a lot of time. And don't get me wrong, if you were to have to do that in one block, it is. But you don't. 35 minutes a day, that is all you have to spend with a content creator on Twitch. And you don't even have to have them, you don't even have to be watching them. You can just put it in the background and just let it play. 35 minutes a day to get those rewards, I don't think is too much. But if you do want to get involved in the communities, then go over, join those content creators, join in their chats. There's some real fun things that happens on Twitch. Now, I currently am not streaming on Twitch, but in the future, it might just happen. And as I said earlier, Temporal Cataclysm 2 is coming to us next week. There are 16 missions on this. This is very much like a Scourge. So you have difficulties and you have packs that you can put on to make the experience harder. Now, this is not for every player. This is only for end game players. Gear tier 18 plus for many of the missions and gear tier 19 non-mythic characters for the final push. Now, if I remember rightly from the first Temporal Cataclysm, there was a few nodes that you could enter at a lower gear tier. And that is good because there is a global milestone going on to this. But most of the people who are going to be putting points into this will be your end game players. So we are now into a new month meta. This is an X-Man in space meta. And this month's month-long event is going towards Havoc for the Starjammers. The first event of this month is Quack-Fu. It is going to start on Monday, the 31st of March at 2 p.m. PDT or 10 p.m. BST if you are like me in the UK. It is going to finish on the 7th of April because it is a 7-day event. And we're going to go over this one in just a second. There is Starlight Vigil. This is going to start on the 31st of March and it will finish on the 28th of April. Now, this is a new command center event. I am really interested to see what these command center events are like. It seems like this is replacing the web milestone because in it you are going to have to be spending vigilante energy, which is something that we have been doing in web milestones recently, battling in raids with vigilantes, upgrading the vigilante gear tiers, and battling in Cosmic Crucible with Lalandra. I'm personally really interested to see how this goes. There is one thing I do want to say about the command center. Sometimes you will have a red dot in the milestones section of the game. And I had this the other day and I was thinking, why can't I get rid of this red dot? What is going on? Sometimes it's because you have rewards available to claim in the command center. So do have a look in the command center for those rewards. We have Crimson Storm. This is the Alliance event. It is going to kick off on the 31st of March as well, which is Monday. It is a 6-day event, so it will finish on Sunday, the 6th of April. And this time around, we are going to be getting points for battling in raids, collecting Chaotic Storm milestone points from the Chaotic Storm raids, and collecting your Allied Supply 7 orb fragments, which will probably come from the daily free claim. Now, I'm going to go over this event in more detail on Monday, so make sure you come back Monday to check out that video. Exciting is next week's Quick Rumble. It's going to start on Friday, the 4th of April, finish on Sunday, the 6th of April. And next week, you're going to need your Astonishing X-Men to score you extra points in the Quick Rumble. And so let's take a look at Quack-Fu. This is a very, very important event. And I am going to say this now. This event is a resource trap. We are going to be getting points for battling in raids with Night Stalkers at 5, 6, and 7 yellow stars, and for battling in raids with Night Stalkers at gear tier 17, 18, and 19. We are also going to get points for battling with Orcus members in raids at 5, 6, and 7 yellow stars, and for battling in raids with Orcus at gear tier 17, 18, and 19. Now here is the resource trap. Spend campaign energy. It looks really good, doesn't it? 4 points for every 1 campaign energy. I must admit, it looked good to me to start off with until I started doing a little bit more of the math. We also have a spender milestone here called Open Daredevil Modern Diamond Orbs. This is going to be a orb that is going to be available for purchase in the store. Obviously, being free to play, I will not purchase this myself, but for some of you who do spend the occasional money, it might be worth your money if it's going to get you to the next milestone. Now, I've got a known free-to-play total here down as 121,024 points. This is obviously without the free claim, which I do not know how many points we are going to get from that until Monday. So come back on Monday when I go over this event in even more fine detail. And you're to do this to get those 121,000 points would be to use your Night Stalker character 5 times in raids at gear tier 19. And to use that very same character, hopefully, 5 times in raids at 7 yellow stars. Really, really simple. We get to use our Night Stalkers at least for 3 nodes in the Chaotic Storm raid. So pretty simple to do that. You could probably do that with 1 character in under 2 days, well, just over 2 days. So that's not too bad. Same principle goes for the Orcus ones. Just an Orcus character 5 times in raids at gear tier 19 and an Orcus character 5 times in raids at 7 yellow stars. These teams are all farmable now, and that does include the older characters. So there's no restrictions on it being Blade, Oath, and Man-Thing for the Night Stalkers, or Nimrod, Omega Sentinel, and Sentinel for Orcus. No, it is even the rework. So even Lady Deathstrike, even Scientist Supreme, even Agatha Harkness, even Moon Knight, those characters that you would have got a ton of shards on, you will be able to have at least one of those characters at 7 yellow stars already. You're going to want to spend 4 50 core refreshes per day on campaign energy. Remember, I said this is a resource trap. And you're going to want to go to the web store to collect your daily free claim. Okay, so where do those 121,000 points get us to? Well, it gets us down to milestone 16 with a 8,000, or if we're looking at it, 2,000 energy push to get to milestone 17. And at milestone 16, what are you going to get? Well, you're going to get 60 Howard the Duck shards. You're going to get the month-long currency, all of it, the X-Men badges. You're going to get the Wolverine's mask, which is the month-long item. And you're going to get some X coins, 600,000 X coins to be precise. You're also going to get 750 dark promotion credits. You're going to get gold. You're going to get T3L1 ions. You're going to get some crimson gear. You're going to get some gold. You're going to get some L4 training modules. So all the usual stuff. To push on a bit further, you will hit yourself with another 35 Howard the Duck shards, being 95 in total, and 750 L4 training modules. But I'm here to tell you now, guys, this is not worth your power cores. This is not worth your energy. This is not worth draining your resources. So what am I going to do in this event? Now, obviously, this is just my first take. I haven't seen what the free claim is to see if actually putting some resources into this makes it worthwhile. But my initial thoughts at the moment is to still use that Night Stalker character 5 times in raids at gear tier 19. To still use that Night Stalker character at 7 yellow stars. I'm still going to use the Orcus character at gear tier 19 and at 7 yellow stars. And I'm going to go and collect my daily free claim. I am going to do my 450 core refreshes, but what I am going to do is spend 600 energy per day on campaign energy, and I am going to bank the rest because this is not a leaderboard event. And you are going to need to spend an obscene amount of energy to get to that next level down again, which has the 625,000 X coins. It is a complete and utter trap. Do not fall for it. Because by doing this strategy, you are going to get yourself 106,800 points. Now that is enough to get you to milestone 16 at the 106,000 points. And now we are going to take a little look down the mines, and we have coming soon Sword Battle Lab. Commander, the Sword Battle Lab event is coming soon. Prepare your toughest allies so they can battle their way up through 10 new challenging floors. So we now have 50 floors in Sword Tower, not the 40 that we have had previously, but 50 floors, which includes 10 new floors completely. And more rewards. This is usually, again, training modules, diamond orb, loads and loads of rewards and resources, which is really good for our rosters. We also have a Battle Pass Season 44. So we are currently in Season 43 with the Zombie Scarlet Witch Battle Pass. This one is going live with, and you need to complete this season's daily and weekly objectives to win these featured prizes. Howard the Duck Shard. Hey, look, we got a Howard the Duck Battle Pass coming. Dark Promotion credits. Upgrade to the Premium Pass to earn even more rewards, and sometimes those passes are worth it. Not that I buy them, but again, they are. So charge into the Battle Pass Season 44 today. Hopefully on Monday, when I do the event video, we will have the data mines for the brand new events for next week. If they are there on Monday in the game files, I will launch them next week so we know what we're saving for the following week. So that wraps up this week's Alliance briefing. What are your thoughts on the 7th anniversary? Best one yet, or just another year? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the episode, hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget, stay positive.